Okay. So you might have seen the news. Apple has apparently suspended work on Apple Vision Pro also, or Apple Vision Pro 2, the second one. Now I know that sounds like a bad thing, but what if it wasn't bad? What if it was good? Oh, the road for Apple Vision Pro has been pretty rocky. Since the announcement, since release, it has been very clear that most people, and frankly Apple, well, I don't really know how to feel about Vision Pro. Even in our own video that we titled literally the only Apple Vision Pro review you need, which, yes. It is that. You should watch it. We started off pretty unsure because Vision Pro as a product and as a concept is a lot, even if you successfully somehow try to ignore that hefty price tag. Fast forward to now, and we have a new report from an extremely reliable outlet. You might have heard of them, The Information. Citing at least one of Apple's suppliers, we have word that Apple has essentially taken most of their attention away from the next Vision Pro and instead is directing all of the company's efforts, money, and employees to something else. See, Vision Pro was Apple putting their absolute best foot forward, but it leaves room for something else that is not of the Pro variety. Maybe an Apple Vision? That's it? That's the product? Even on Apple's website, they have a Vision section implying that there is more coming than just the Pro one. And a while back, and I'm talking like many years ago, I had a thing that I was saying on this show saying that the industry doesn't need innovation, it needs compromise. And really, that's the biggest thing about Vision Pro. That has been the sticking point since the announcement. Not what it can do, what it looks like. It's just how much the thing it costs you in human currency. This report from The Information tells us that Apple's goal is to try to be able to sell a new Vision headset for around the same price as a high-end iPhone. So we're talking somewhere around about $1,600 at the top and at the highest end, which I don't know if you're any good at math, but that is not the same price as what one was before it. There was also this report from a real small website, kind of new up-and-coming thing. I don't know if you've heard of them. Mac Rumors. And they said all the way back in November that Apple is going to extreme lengths to retain Apple Vision Pro's display fidelity because, that's how you interact with everything, and that's also one of Vision Pro's biggest strong points. So trying to preserve that while cutting costs in every other avenue but that seems to be the move. Like maybe rethinking the super high-end, maybe a titch unnecessary materials of the OG Vision Pro, or reducing the amount of cameras for the cheaper one. And I know you're gonna hate it, but listen, what if we used lower-end speakers, okay? Maybe a less complicated and less expensive to produce headband. But other than how heavy the price is, what about how heavy the device is? I hate that rhymed. I hate it so much. Apparently, Apple intends to cut the weight of Vision Pro's successor by around 30%, which I'm sure still puts it around the weight of a small microwave, but anything is better than the other one. Hey, speaking of losing around 30% of your weight, want to know how I did it? Today's episode is sponsored by our friends at Huel. Huel's Black Edition helped me a ton early on in my weight loss journey. It's a low-carb, high-protein powdered meal. We're talking 40 grams of protein and has 27 essential vitamins and minerals. Nutritious, and as you could tell, kinda worked. Huel products are designed by actual nutritionists and dietitians to give your body everything it needs from a healthy meal in the most convenient and easy way possible. And at $2.50 per meal, it's like almost free. Free of bad things. If you want to save money, save time, and eat healthy, use code FrontPageTech for 15% off your first Huel order, plus a free t-shirt and a free shaker. A $40 value. Having a busy life shouldn't stop you from eating healthy, so check out Huel today with that special link in the description below. Okay, so to understand Apple's decision and how cutting time, development, effort, cutting resources from the next Vision Pro is a good thing, we have to look at a few other things first. Most importantly, Meta. I know, I don't want to do this either, but if I gotta do this, you gotta do it too. We're gonna do it together. Let's look at how Meta handled the Quest. Well before Apple Vision graced our presence in Anyway, the Oculus Quest 2, that's before the rebranding happened to the Meta Quest, it was head and shoulders above the competition when it came to the VR headset landscape and sales numbers. And then, of course, you know the whole thing. Mark Zuckerberg at Meta saw a path forward for VR, mixed reality, and the metaverse. Welcome to the stage, everybody, the Meta Quest Pro. And okay, bye-bye, thank you, no thanks. What? No, okay, bye. Turns out that was a terrible, no good idea at all, even a little bit. Because the sales numbers were horrific at that $1,500 price point. And you know what? They still suck at a reduced $999 because turns out nobody was ready for that. Nobody wanted that yet, especially not the customer base they think they were targeting. Maybe enterprise customers, but not like regular people. The real sweet spot for this foreign technology, at least technology that is foreign right now, is the current price tag of the Meta Quest regular one. That's just the right price where people are willing to take a risk to try this technology. It is accessible, it's easy to justify. And you know what? The Quest is like fun, like a lot of fun. Is it great? Is it amazing? Is it mind-blowing? No. But it's a lot of fun for that money. But the thing with Apple that has been this way since forever, they're usually not the one to make the first big leap into unknown waters, unknown territory, at least when it comes to technology. And we've seen that with Vision Pro and now with Apple Intelligence. Allowing other, maybe more ambitious companies, maybe companies that could benefit more from taking a large risk, allowing them to forge the path ahead and get users and consumers interested and on board with new ideas, OpenAI, ChatGPT, fun, goofy AI assistants, watching movies in VR, playing games, or even productivity with a headset on. It's all the same thing. It's all the same move. Apple's sitting back waiting to see what works before they decide to join. The only difference when it comes to Vision Pro, and this is a benefit and a curse, is that Apple as a company cannot go backwards. Apple has always tried to start a product lineup with their best foot forward first. Like, imagine after all of those years, after all that anticipation, Apple drops anything less than Vision Pro. I don't know about you, but personally, I don't think that works out for them. I'm not even sure that a $1,600 headset from Apple is going to help save this product line, but listen, it's not $3,500, I know that. This is a weird lesson that seems to repeat itself for Apple, but they always forget. It's like a lesson that they need to be taught every few years, always. Like the iPhone XR. That was a phone that was labeled as depressing and whatever. The tech nerds didn't like it because it was gross or whatever. But it became the best-selling phone that year, like of all the phones. So now is the time to go back to the drawing board, work on something that compromises with the people you're trying to sell this product to. If you want to sell a lot of them, guess what? A lot of people don't have $3,500 to just blow on this. So we got to try to make something that's somewhere in the middle, something that is technologically impressive and immersive, but is also not immersing my wallet. What I'm saying is, yes, the headlines of Apple suspended work on Vision Pro, oh, it's canceled, like all that stuff looks good in negative headline space, right? On Twitter, X, or wherever else. Negative headlines, especially about Apple, do really well, and it looks bad. It's made to make them look bad. But what if it's not bad? What if now this tells us that they are forced into a position where now they need to focus, they need to lock in, and they need to create something that meets us halfway? How is that a bad thing? Don't worry. I'll wait. I do not want and do not think that Apple should give up on Vision Pro, but I certainly think it is time to focus more on what will become Apple Vision. Vision for the rest of us. And, oh yeah, the mustache, I'd rather not talk about it.